Aaron wants to know, how much does Ireland's weather secretly add to my cost? Yeah, I think Ireland's weather is quite funny because the way we work is that we don't have any extreme weather events generally. And I was saying this to someone who's from America last week, that they were asking about getting screens and things put on doors for bugs. We don't have that much of an issue of it in Ireland. But in terms of inclement events, I suppose it depends on where you live. Because if you're coming from abroad and you're an American or whatever, looking at Ireland, you could have central, let's say you could have Dublin or the major cities, which are well protected because you've got larger buildings and it may be more inland, depending on where you're looking at, or more infrastructure, or you could have somewhere that's a little bit more rugged. So if I was to give you an example of the west of Ireland, there's some amazing places over the west of Ireland that are absolutely stunning. They are raw, they are rugged, and they are exposed to the elements. So your general upkeep is going to be different depending on what you're actually exposed to. But also, oftentimes, coastal areas, people don't realise the closer you are to that beautiful sea view that you're seeking, you will have more wear and tear. So paint on a property won't last as long. You're going to have wear and tear in your cars outside because of the salt in the air. And not that's a negative thing, it just is what it is. But like everything, I always say there's a price to be paid depending on where you want to be. If you're central and it's all built up, you mightn't have as much upkeep, but you're then not going to have the views that you would like. But long story short, yes, it will have an effect depending on where you are. The more rugged you are, the more exposure you have to that inclement weather, it will make a big difference. But for anyone who's looking from abroad, it's not as extreme as some of the climates you're coming from, which can be amazing because you don't have crazy weather, but it can also be frustrating because you can't set your watch by seasons. So we don't put on snow tires in October, November because we know the snow is coming. Snow could come in February or April once every 28 years. So just go with it.